Hello everyone, today I am here to review Secret Invasion, Season 1. I know that pause there seemed like it was for dramatic effect, but just because, it really just was because for a second I forgot what I was talking about. Forgettable, kind of good for this show. Anyway, jokes aside, yeah, this is my review of the full Season 1 of the MCU's Secret Invasion. It will be a full spoiler review, so have you not watched this show, please go check it out, it needs the viewers. And then come back, watch this review, and just listen to my thoughts. Without further ado, I'm going to get right into things. First off, some of the negatives. I wasn't really a big fan of how they killed Maria Hill and Talos. Like, they killed them with no gravitas at all, just for complete dramatic effect. Like, just for like, oh my gosh, like, that's so shocking. We're a big boy show. We killed these two characters who have been in the MCU for a long time. But there's no sacrifice, no real impact for the story, just to show, like, yeah, we can kill people. That's one thing we can do in this story. And they never really felt like they got proper send-offs, especially considering how long both those characters been in the MCU, from 4 to, like, 11 years. Another thing I'm mixed on is the finale implies that Rhodey's been a Skrull since he got paralyzed in Civil War. But I'm kind of iffy on that, because that implies, like... That implies, first off, like, from him being at Tony's death in Endgame to him having that heartfelt moment with Nebula in the time travel scene, or just his whole recovery, the whole impact of that is just kind of gone. I mean, this whole, like, good, like, motivational scene with Sam and Falcon Winter Soldier is gone. And I could be wrong, but, like, he's wearing the same hospital gown from Civil War, so it implies that Rhodey's been a Skrull since 2016. I don't know if I really love the implications of that. It's kind of cool, but definitely kind of rough about some of those other aspects. And then the show, just the writing isn't super strong. The dialogue's okay, but not great. It's just the show doesn't have the momentum and the gravitas that it needs. I mean, this is such a big event in the comics, and they kind of just delegated it down to like a small level spy show about Nick Fury. It's like, Secret Invasion would have been so cool. Imagine they spent all of Phase 4 and, like, part of Phase 5 setting up, like, that some of the Avengers are Skrulls. And it builds up to this big Avengers movie that isn't, like, the big finale to the event like Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars will be, but is more of a base-level Avengers movie to kind of pay off the epic Skrull teases and kind of set the status quo for who the new Avengers are. That would have been really cool. But instead it's this show. And not saying the show is bad in any way, I think this show just had a lot of potential that it couldn't really meet. But enough kind of beefing about that. On to the pros. First off, I think every actor who is in this show genuinely gives it their all. Samuel L. Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, Emilia Clarke, Olivia Colman, Kingsley Ben-Adir, Don Cheadle, and the whole rest of the cast do a really, really great job with the show. From the dramatic scenes, especially ones where Fury admits he's vulnerable, and we kind of see him showing more emotion. From the comedic scenes with Olivia Colman as Sonya Falsworth, who's really funny in a sick and twisted kind of way. It has a lot of great scenes. Kingsley Ben-Adir works very solid as a villain, even his writing isn't the best. I think every actor does a great job with this show. Visually, it's very bland, very grayscale, but I think the visual effects for the Skrulls work solid. I know people kind of give the AI opening credit sequence flack, but I appreciate it a little more now, even though I don't like that it was made by AI, especially with everything going on with the strike right now. But I will say the show's score and theme music is genuinely really, really, really good. I like a lot of the messages that the show has about xenophobia and just the mindless hate people have towards people as it builds up to the finale, is the mindless hate towards the innocent Skrulls that the people have once the president gets wary about them. That's a great message. I'm excited to see how that builds out through the MCU. I think it was cool that the final battle was like these two super Skrulls with the powers of basically all the Avengers. I thought that was really neat. It was a cool concept. The battle wasn't perfect, but it was a fun, solid battle, especially in like what's generally been a solid spy thriller. I thought the action at the end of episode 4 was really fun with the car kind of breakout. I enjoy the dynamics between Sonya and Nick Fury. The whole storyline with Nick Fury's wife, I think, was very, very well written, as he admits that he loves her for who she is and not anyone else, and leads to a great, solid finale. And even though I think this story could have been bigger, the way they chose to do the story and end it was still decently satisfying. It made for a solid show. And I think the best thing I can say about the show is, even though it was definitely more forgettable compared to most MCU projects and could have been something a lot bigger, I still found myself tuning in and enjoying it every Wednesday. You know, it was fun seeing more Nick Fury. I think Nick Fury himself has benefited greatly as a character from this show, and I think that works well. I think Gia, played by Emilia Clarke, is a fun new addition. There's a lot of new characters I'm excited to see more of. I'm excited to see the fallout of this show, even though I think it could have been a bigger event. But yeah, I know I spent a lot of time complaining about Secret Invasion, but I still enjoyed it. I just wish the writing was stronger, especially for a few specific characters. And I just think it's interesting to think with the show of what could have been, and that makes the show seem worse. But when you think about what you actually got, it's not that bad, you know? It's still solid. But anyway, I'd say I enjoyed the first season of Secret Invasion. I'd say it's definitely one of the weaker MCU projects. Probably not the weakest show, but maybe like one of the weakest shows. I'd probably give the first season, probably the whole season of Secret Invasion, a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was solid. If anything, I'm more excited for the Marvels now, and I really enjoyed the development that some characters got. I hope you guys like the review. If you want to see some of my more MCU content, I have reviews for all of Phase 4 and 5, plus reviews for Spider-Man Far From Home, Endgame, Captain Marvel, Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, and my MCU ranking up through Phase 3. So if you guys want to check out that videos, they're all on my channel. And I got a review of Haunted Mansion and Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 coming up soon. See you then.